This is Lagos, home of great hospitality. Lagos, state of aquatic splendor. And enormous traditional cultural heritage. On record, Lagos Island remains the home of most successful Nigerians and Africans in the world. Furthermore, this great city has over the years produced the highest number of self-made billionaires, one of whom was the legendary MOMODU MABINUORI, a prisoner of war captured in the 17th century for slavery en route Lagos, Nigeria. But Providence beckoned, and while in Lagos, he made marks to die. The rest is history.
MABINUORI is MOMODU MABINUORI. He came from the Bida Nupe era in Niger State. During the Civil War, intertribal war, he was captured, and they wanted to transfer him to North America as a slave. But fortunately, the British government has abolished slave trade at that time, so he could not be transferred. So he got a mate job at with one of the Ogumadi chieftaincy in Isaleku, and he worked there for years. He became more or less the chief of staff of Ogumadi at that time, of Chief Ogumadi. The man liked him so well that he was representing him in negotiating, within the Portuguese merchants and so on. So he was very, very popular, and the man liked him very well because of his honesty and hard work. Other maids started to jealous him, and they planned to kill him. It was unsuccessful. It was after this event that the neighbors, the housewives and neighbors in that era nicknamed him as MABINUORI. In those days, powerful chiefs, they have farms, they have fishing rights, and all these things is he could do all these things. He could perform them very well as farmers, as fishermen, but more, he was very close to the chief. More or less got his freedom. More or less, by the time he was living, he's part and parcel of the family of Ogumadi. So it's done so well for the chief that when he wanted to leave, and he left. He started his own business in OLOWOGBOWO here now. Before long, he became very, very wealthy, successful businessman.
The man grew from nothing to becoming a prominent figure, significant to the nation's economy, with numerous business interests scattered all over Lagos and indeed Nigeria.
The Baba was a merchant, great merchant, and I'm happy that in my own segment, every one of them have taken after him, because the Baba did not sell any of his property. And to God be the glory, the Akiwawas have never sold any of their inheritances. So that's one of the things we have enjoyed. And even my own husband have done the same thing now.
Our progenitor, which I would like to follow in his footsteps, brings the family together, set up business and build houses, which we, the children, are still enjoying till date. Broad Street is a viable area, and our progenitor building houses there is not for his own benefit alone. I would like the rich people in the city of Lagos to emulate him by putting something down for their children to be, so that when he is no more, when such people are no more, they will be remembered as we are remembering our own progenitor.
While MOMODU MABINUORI passed well over 2 centuries ago to the higher realm, his legacy is still felt and benefited by all the world over.
He had 9 children, and one of the children, the first son, who is Fagbemi Daudu, was my own great-grandfather. And he left properties for us, like this UTC now. The property that brought us all together. Because as we are maintaining it, it gives us a good name in Olowogbowo here. Even Olowogbowo itself, that name Olowogbowo has a history that relates to MABINUORI.
He was extremely very, very popular in this side. They called him the Merchant Prince of Olowogbowo. He was extremely very popular. Not only he that was popular, his son, Fagbemi, become even more wealthy and more powerful. And Fagbemi had almost about 17 children, and all of them were successful, including my own dad, who was the last born. When you come to this year at that time, you say Daudu Oloda, because he was dealing with building materials, highly successful merchant also, building materials. He was competing with Goshawk. You know, he has his own shop, he has his own warehouse, and that is, my father was the last born of Fagbemi. Fagbemi was the first born of MABINUORI. That is why Fagbemi is called Daudu. They will call him Fagbemi Daudu, you know. So, and the other children, they are very, very successful in life. All of them, all the 17, even including women, they are all successful. So, because of that, the name of MABINUORI, the name of Daudu is very, very, very prominent in the Olowogbowo era. One of them is the first man to import cars into Nigeria, Akinola Daudu. He was the first. He was trained as a mechanic at Hussey College, Warri. And he came back to establish a very, very, very big business, having locations in Abeokuta, in Osogbo, and so on. And everybody in those days who want to get a car, you pass through him.
Legendary MOMODU MABINUORI achieved many firsts in his lifetime. It was the very, very first to play host to Igunuko and Osun deities in Lagos Island, being a traditionalist of note, to the extent that Igunuko and Osun devotees lived with him for over 50 years in his expansive home on Broad Street, Lagos Island, in the early years.
He was a great traditionalist. The Igunuko came to Lagos because of him. The Igunuko, I think the Igunuko family in Nupe is one of their kinsmen. So when they heard that, when they had the success and influence in Lagos, they came here to pay him homage. And he welcomed them. They brought their deities and they installed them in his compound. And the Igunuko Masquerade stayed with him for about 50 years, from 1848 till about 1901. Since they came to Lagos and since they took the thing down to Oshodi, every year the book festival, when coming out, would pay visit to the MABINUORI family every year. And we have been responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of the deity up till now.
Centuries after his painful exit, the legacy of one of the most successful merchants that Lagos ever produced lives on.
We are very happy that they leave a good legacy for us, and we are trying our best to keep that legacy and to improve on it.
We celebrate this Baba every year because of the value he has brought into the lives of the unborn ones, that I believe even our own unborn children will also love to emulate.
Ọdún kẹrin ni Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká ṣe púpọ̀ ẹ̀ láyé. Olúwa kó dá gbogbo wa sí, àwọn àgbà wa kó fi àlàáfíà lò, àwa ọmọ kékeré tá à ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ọ̀nà ká dàgbà ká dògbó, ẹbí wa kó máa gbòòrò sí. Olúwa dá àwọn ọmọ sí, àwọn ọmọ míì tó tí ibi náà yìí máa kún wa, àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà a máa jẹ́ kòrò lórí ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan, káàbọ̀ Olúwa kó dájú lórí gbogbo wa.
He who turns a city into bush will never be forgotten. And he who turns a bush to a city will have his name forever written in gold.